Hello, everybody. This is your good buddy DJClyve, the RANMA 1/2 character profile guy. Another day off from work. I thought I'd take this time to do a commentary on the two, in my opinion, worst profiles I have ever done. The Dojo Destroyer profile and the Genji Heita profile. My voice sounds a little bit lower than usual. It's because it's very early in the morning. I had a rough night sleeping. My back is in upheaval. Once again, I'm sure I sound like a broken record saying that, but I think my back is like some kind of bizarre weather detector, because today it's kind of crummy outside, and every time it's lousy outside, my back acts up for whatever reason. But this guy is the Dojo Destroyer. I think the one good thing that came out of this profile was the whole Dojo Yaburi thing. I don't know why I decided, well, actually now I second guess myself. This profile turned out to be pretty unmemorable, but the Dojo Yaburi actually showed up in a whole lot of different episodes. Sotatsu GK-in was a Dojo Yaburi, Kengyu the Herder Star was a Dojo Yaburi, and Temari Kaminarimon was a Dojo Yaburi. For whatever reason, they always decided to go back to that trope of the martial artist trying to take over the dojo and steal their sign. And this was no exception. This was the prime episode. And the funny thing is that the words Dojo Yaburi were never spoken aloud in the anime. From what I understand, he was the Dojo Yaburi in the manga. But I did my research. I went to Wikipedia on this one and learned a lot about what Dojo Yaburi is, and used this profile as kind of a way to educate the viewer what I had just learned myself. Now, why is this one of my worst profiles, you ask? Well, I think the thing that made this profile like one of the most difficult to work with is the absolute dearth of footage that I had to work with. He is the star of this episode, but he only shows up during the final minutes of this episode, and even during the fight, they keep flashing back to something that's happening with Ranma and Shampoo. So I think maybe this guy had a total of like a minute and a half of screen time. And as a result, this profile is one of my shortest to date. It only is about like 4 minutes or so. But even spreading it to that length was a very annoying chore. It involved having to reuse a lot of clips, which is something that I considered taboo back in the day. Also, one of the things that I thought was clever at the time was the choice in music for this profile. I kind of wanted him to seem like a Biggie Smalls type, because he really looks like a giant, big gangsta. And I decided to put nothing but rap music in the background. I used karaoke versions of popular rap tunes. And it's cool. I mean, it sets this profile apart, but I don't know. Just something about it just, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't breathe true to Ranma, or I couldn't explain what it is. It's just not one of my best choices. And I'm willing to admit when I don't make a good choice. Now, I've kind of made it into, I don't know, somewhat of an art, trying to take a bland character and make them into something interesting. But there are some cases where the character is just so bland, he's such a blank sheet of paper that you really can't do anything with him. And this is me really struggling, putting him in all these situations, like making him look like he's from the hood. The idea of the character is great. I mean, he's this big guy. He wanders from dojo to dojo. He's kind of a drifter, an outlaw type. But just look at him. I mean, his look just kind of destroys his mystique. He looks way too much like a cartoon character. So, if he had like a cool look, like if he was a skinnier guy who wore tattered clothing and maybe like a cowboy hat or cowboy spurs, I mean, that would have worked for me. But the Dojo Destroyer, I mean, he looks like a threat, but he's a pretty useless character in my opinion. I'm glad he didn't come back for an extended stay. And speaking of which, we move on to the next profile. the Genji Heita profile, a profile I haven't watched in quite some time, probably for obvious reasons. You could see right away off the bat the dip in video quality. That's because of a complicated video effect that I put at the end of this, which in my opinion still looks like crap to this day. I could go back and do this so much better with the equipment I have now, but why would I want to? Why would I ever want to go back and revisit this character? And to this day, I won't understand what Genji Heita's meaning is. Why was he in the show? If he wasn't going to show up again, then why did they bother with this character? Why they make him so, or try to make him so likable? To me, the more likable they tried to make him, the more annoying he became. And this is just one of those instances where I couldn't save the character. The character just was so bland and so milquetoast that I really couldn't do a thing with him besides make the ultimate goody-goody profile to showcase what a goody-goody he is. A lot of times it's hard to stay impartial because you have such a clear disdain for the character. A couple times in this profile, I remember my hatred comes through. Like right here, I say nobody likes a smartass. That's true. I don't like a smartass either. But yeah, this... I really can't say too much about this profile. It's just, it's like the character. It's so bland. There's so nothing going on. You really can't, you can't say much about it because there's really nothing to pick apart. It's by the numbers, much like the character. The music I used in the background, I used it, just to convey what the goody-goody Genji Heita is. I used a lot of instrumental jazz, like Spyro Gyra, just happy little tunes to put in the background. And of course, if you're ever getting into profiles, I really suggest you seek out, someone has it out on the internet somewhere, and I was able to download it for free. The Ren and Stimpy soundtrack. All the weird music that they used in Ren and Stimpy is perfect, and I keep finding myself going back to that music when I can't think of anything else. And this profile, I went to it a lot because this was a really hard profile to score, because look at him, he's sweeping, he's cleaning gutters, he's washing laundry. How do you put music to that? It's mind-boggling. Just, what do you say? What do you say about this character? This is one of those characters that I would have probably saved for the end if he didn't receive some requests. I don't know why he received requests, but that's another story altogether. Maybe there are some actual fans of Genji Heita. My former cohort in JW Studios, Sodor18, used to like this guy, and one of these days I have to have a serious conversation with him. What is there to see? Because I don't see it. But yeah, like I said, I would have probably saved this till later, but he had received requests, and I was really trying to not do all main characters first. I wanted to try to do some bit characters and mix them in there, so I wouldn't be stuck with nothing but bit characters in the end. But as it turned out, that's exactly what happened, and now I'm struggling to find things to do in the interim while I'm working on this RANMA Sao Tome profile. I did go back and redo Moose, which that was kind of a major character, but all that I have left are characters that are way too small even to profile. What I'm going to do with those characters is beyond me. I think I'm just going to leave them as is. I was thinking of maybe doing a bit character profile, but that might be a little bit much. Maybe I should have saved Genji Heita for the bit character profile, because obviously there's nothing to say about him, and nothing to say about this profile. I would say that this wasn't one of my longer profiles, but even as it is, it's way too long. It's way longer than it needs to be. I basically spoil the episode in this profile, which is something that I do not like doing. In the beginning, like when I did the Tsubasa Kurenai profile, I had to put a spoiler alert on the on the description, because it kind of ruins the episode if you know the ending. But with this character, I used every bit of footage that he was in the episode. See, already at the end he's going to come with a giant ball of underwear and present it to Hapasai. That ruins the whole gag, and I don't like doing that with my profiles. Some characters you can't avoid it because they're on screen so little that you have to use every bit of footage that they're in. Otherwise you'll be rerunning the same footage over and over and over, and that's no fun to watch. So yeah, in the beginning I used to put spoiler alerts on these things, but now not so much, because I think lately all my profiles that I do are kind of spoilers, unfortunately. So in closing, as this profile is wrapping up, what makes this one of my least favorite profiles? Well, the fact that I don't like the character, the fact that there's so little to say about him, the fact that it's too long for, it's longer than it needs to be, because the less you say about this character, the better. And in my mind, it pained me. It absolutely pained me to paint this character out to be the big hunk of man that this episode wanted him to be. Like I said, I try to be impartial with these things. I can't say outright how much I hate the character within the profile. To have to go back and just sing this guy's praises and really finger through the marring just pile of blank to try to find his praises, that was painful for me. And it's painful to watch, and that's the less we say about it, the better. So yes, in my opinion, these are the two worst profiles I have ever done. Thank goodness they're both short. And that's it for this profile commentary. You never know. Maybe I'll deliver another one in the week, or maybe if I'm bored, I'll deliver another one even today. So look out for it. And that's it. And hopefully I'll get some work done on that Satsuki Miyako Oji profile today. Yet again, I'm sounding like a broken record. So, ta-ta for now, and life is Ranma, guys. Later.